you would reverse disease, reverse age, lose weight, have more energy than you've ever felt, increase your sex drive, increase your vitality, make you live longer. What would you pay for that?
Yeah. Well, there is.
What would that be worth?
What would that be worth to you? And the good news is there actually is a miracle pill. There's a magic pill that, but nobody wants to do it.
It's not a pill.
It's not a pill.
And it might not seem like a miracle when you're in it, but it is. So if you could have all of that in 1 year from today or 6 months, would it still be worth it to you? Right? So we're in this culture where everyone wants to just take a pill and have what they need. So, and then we're seeing that with that Ozempic right now that's going around, this diabetic drug that's like making diabetics not have what they need. People are taking it and it's actually really damaging their health for a short-term gain of losing weight. But it's terrible for you, and actually after you stop, makes you continuously increase weight. So that's an example of what people will do to themselves to try and take the easy road out. Now, we're here to tell you that there is a miracle diet. And no, it's not what you think. It's a miracle magic pill diet. It is out there, and it's not what you think. And guess what the greatest part of it is?
It's free.
It's free.
It's
completely free.
And anybody can do it.
Anybody can do it.
Anywhere.
It's not about how much money you have, where you are, none of that. Everyone and anyone can do it. Now, we're going to break down the 3 key players in this, and then all of the external things that can have you, after this talk, stepping into your life in an entirely new way. So stick around to the very end so you get all the juice and all the sauce. Yes. Because, hey, we're coming up to a time where everyone's ready to just take their lives on really powerfully. So
that's right. And this is week 5 of our wellness summit, the power to change. And today we're talking, if you're just joining us, about the magic pill, the miracle pill that you all can create your own, just like that. It's free, and we're going to give you the 3 main components of this device that you can start using in your life.
Miracle diet.
It's a miracle diet, and
it's not what you think.
It's not what you think, and it's free, which is exciting. And most people spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every year trying to release weight on a new fad diet, on a new this, on a new that, on fancy powders and fancy pills and
creams and procedures, because they just want to take the fast way out. But there's nothing fast or great about surgery. So here's a way to do it naturally, and it is for everyone. So we're going to go over the 3 key players first, and then we're going to go into the other factors that make a huge impact. So number 1 is water. Sounds boring. Nobody wants to do it. But most people are chronically dehydrated. And all you need to do is up your water intake to being half of your body weight in ounces.
Yeah.
And your face will start to look like you've had a facelift. Your organs will start working properly.
You'll start pooping.
You'll start pooping.
Your body will, everything will just come online. And water is such a fast way for you to turn everything around. Like your skin looks better, your energy is better, you're actually opening up detox pathways within your body when you're properly hydrated. And we actually have people put a little electrolytes or a little tiny pinch of Celtic gray sea salt in their water to add some minerals, so that your body actually retains and holds on to some of those minerals and some of the hydration. So water, there's a doctor called Dr. Badman who he's an Iranian doctor, and he was put in prison, and he used water to cure all of the inmates. And he wrote a book called The Body's Many Cries for Water. And it's a phenomenal read if you haven't read it. You'll never think about water the same after this, how it can cure actually chronic disease. Yeah.
And, so many people think they're drinking a lot of water, but if you're also drinking a lot of caffeine drinks or fizzy drinks or coffee, then you're taking water out of your system. So you have to replenish the water back into your system on top of that, half your body weight in ounces. So there's people most people are chronically dehydrated, and if you just took this one thing seriously and consistently for the rest of your life, your skin would look like you've had a facelift. You would plump out. The dryness would go away. You would have what you needed. Now, not all water is created equally, and you should not be drinking tap water or those crappy plastic. You know, the plastic that crushes? That's really poor quality plastic. So you like even a Brita filter that you can buy at a store, and they're relatively cheap, Costco, things like that, to try and filter the water you're drinking will make a huge impact. There's also shower heads that you're showering in, so you're hydrating your body through your skin with cleaner water as well. So we talk about that a lot in our program. That's a whole nother thing, but water is so important. That's the number one thing of the 3 keys. Okay.
What's number 2?
Number 2 is move your body.
Yeah,
move it or lose it, baby. You ask anyone that can no longer walk if what they would give to be able to walk again. And so many people lose that by just sitting on their bum, by letting their muscles atrophy, by sitting at desks and hunching over. And you are basically putting yourself on a trajectory to not being able to walk.
Yeah.
Because move it or lose it. You will lose it, and it can be lost incredibly fast. Once you turn that corner, it can suddenly go downhill fast, and you can say, what happened? What happened is you stopped moving your body. Now, so many people think they have to do something massive, like, oh, I have to join a gym, and I have to do all these hardcore workouts, and no, you don't. The number one way to release weight and to have your body working in optimal form is walking, which everyone can do. The number one time to walk is directly after a meal. First thing in the morning is fantastic too. I don't want to take away from that. That is extraordinary on so many levels, and that's another thing that we get into at another talk. But yeah, but walking directly after any meal is gonna bring your glucose levels down. It'll stop the spike. It also, I mean, babe, the many benefits of walking. Please rattle off. You are so good at all of this.
There's so many cool things about, I mean, an object in motion tends to stay in motion, right? So just by going outside, you're going to shift. Not only are you going to get some vitamin D depending on when you're walking, but your eyes are going to be taking in nature, and it's going to be triggering these ancestral devices in us, which allows for forward momentum and forward movement. And if people who are depressed, you get them outside, you get them in nature, there's a mirror of who they are and their place in nature, and we're at the top of the food chain. So it's really an interesting, there's not just the movement of what it does to your lymphatic system and boosts your immune system, but it also helps your body process the glucose
and the happy hormones, right?
And all the hormones, but the beauty is if you eat a meal and you go walking immediately, rather than your sugar spiking, your sugar will stay low. So instead of storing the fat, your body's going to burn some of those sugars and use them as energy rather than store them, and then they become fat later. So walking is just super profound, and it does put you in momentum and in movement, which increases your confidence level. So it's one of those things that you can't wait to be inspired. You actually have to start taking action and moving and walking, and then inspiration comes. And you'll get some of your best ideas for your business, for your insights into yourself,
for your life, for your family, all
as you're walking, because you're moving, and your brain, some people, for me, when I move my body, my brain is still. When I'm still, my brain is busy. And like some people are like that. For me, when I'm moving, my brain can quiet down. But if I'm just sitting there, I actually have to work really hard to quiet my brain down.
The term is change your physiology, change your psychology. So if you're in a rut, if you're feeling tired, if you're struggling, if you're feeling anxious, depressed, any of that, you get moving your body, it instantly changes the chemistry in your brain. So it is profound, and everyone has access to it. And if you can no longer walk, we've had plenty of clients that really could barely walk to their mailbox and now are walking miles and miles. It's just go a little further each day and push yourself and allow your body to hurt a little bit, and keep pushing until you can actually just enjoy walking.
Yeah.
So it's free. It's available to everyone. Anyone can do it at any moment of the day. That you know, there's 24 hours in a day.
It's a lot. You sleep for 8, you work for 8. There's another 8 there for you to do.
And most of you don't sleep for a full 8, and
there's
some of you don't work
for
for a full 8. So
take care of yourself. Do stuff.
Yeah, there's plenty of time in there. You just have to prioritize it and make it essential, because this is one of the keys to longevity and to a life that's filled with, you know, juiciness and agility and, you know, and passion and purpose. You know, all of this comes into walking. It seems stupid, but it's true.
We used to have an RV that if we didn't drive the RV, it would become a broke down palace. Like, we had to move that house on wheels for it to actually work. If it just sat there in the driveway, we'd go to start it, maybe the battery would be dead, or some of the pipes that would have the water system would get a little bit like corroded. We had to move this thing for it to have vitality. And our bodies are very
different.
Very, very same. If you're just joining us, this is week 5 of our Power to Change Summit. And today we're talking about the miracle pill. And we're showing you the ingredients to become your own compound pharmacist and create your magic pill or your miracle pill to release weight. And we just talked about water. Now we're talking about exercise.
We should introduce ourselves quickly.
Oh my goodness, this is Kate Austin. Kate Austin is a magician. She's an alchemist.
I am a strategic intervention coach trained by Tony Robbins with my master's in neuro-linguistic programming. I'm truly obsessed with the power of the mind and how it has the ability to heal us entirely. You know, we constantly hear or we see movies about these miracles, and the one common factor is the person that experienced the miracle believed that they could.
Right.
And that is the difference. That is the shift. And so even the most impossible situations can become possible if you get the environment of your mind right. And so I'm so passionate, if you can't tell, about really helping people channel what their power and purpose is and having their mind turned on in the right way to help them heal. And then Paul...
And I grew up... I'm still growing up. I haven't actually grown up yet.
It's true.
But
forever in wonder and...
I'm forever
young. It's true.
Forever young in my behaviors. Right? So I fell in love with fitness at a young age. I always was playing sports, had volleyball scholarship for college, and then I got discovered for modeling and ended up doing a bunch of fitness covers for Men's Health, Men's Journal, and then a bunch of different fitness covers, and really had to focus on my body from the outside in. And then as an actor, I became an actor at a young age, but I always had to be ready to take my shirt off in a love scene or a swimming, whatever. I had to be fit, get my body quick and in shape. So I learned some of the habits and things that I would do to do that. And then, so that was from the outside in. And then my dad got sick 10 years ago and passed away from ALS, Lou Gehrig's. And that put me on a deeper dive into detoxification and heavy metals and understanding degenerative disease, which is really plaguing now. It seems like every day we're hearing more younger people getting not just ALS, but Alzheimer's and
early onset dementia
and MS as well. These neurological things. And I wanted to find out why. So I got really involved in that. And then I got my new functional nutrition degree from IIN. And Kate formed this company, Freedom Alchemists, about 5 years ago. And through that 5 years, we've taken thousands of people really through these lifetime journeys of giving them power back in the conversation of well-being. And how do they generate energy? How do they generate freedom in their mind and in their body? And so together...
And getting out of toxic loops of medications and doctors and feeling hopeless and all of these things. You can get out of those loops and continue to get more powerful in your body. And that's what we do for people.
That's right.
And then together we have
a relationship component.
Yeah, we talk about connection to self and others. So how to really heal the relationship with yourself so you're kind and good and loving to yourself. Yeah. So therefore you can have empowered relationships with those around you. So we feel like the triangle is mind, body, and connection. Yeah. And you get that triangle right, then everything else falls into place in a really powerful, beautiful way. So that's what we're passionate about.
That's
and
who
we are, and that's why we talk about things like this.
And we're really a stand that people get their lives back. Like a lot of people are in the passenger seat and not really driving their life. They're just sort of reacting and being taken on this ride on everyone else's wishes and dreams and opinions. And so we coach people and train people on a year-long journey of helping people really turn on their intuition and give them some power in the conversation of their health and their well-being and their relationships.
Yeah, and give them a direction to go based on their bio-individual needs. Now, number three,
we're talking about the miracle pill that the miracle diet, the miracle pill, and it's not what you think. That we did water, we did movement, and number 3 is
sleep. Probably one of the most essential things that
probably the biggest mover. Yeah.
And then this, I mean, some people get a lot of sleep that don't move their body and don't drink water, and that's not good at all. So they're very complement. It's another triangle. This one, but sleep is where your body regenerates. And in this day and age when we're so online and so activated and so much blue light and Wi-Fi, all this stuff coming through our bodies, it has never been more important to get sleep. And we're also much more disconnected to the earth. We used to all just sleep on the ground, and so we'll be grounding and getting all of that energy of the earth. Now we're in concrete homes, and we're concrete boxes
in our box car,
and watch box TV and box phone, like all of these boxes.
Everything's a box,
and everything in nature is curves. Nothing has straight edges in nature,
like hobbit houses.
Yeah, so we're completely defying what is the most natural for us and what environment actually and lifts us up and enhances our life. So sleep, getting 8 hours isn't just like, oh, that's nice. Like it's kind of an essential thing. And the key time is between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. That's the time when your body regenerates the most. So getting that quality sleep is so important. And for so many people, it's like, what do you do in the lead up to that in order to get that sleep?
Yeah, just like you have a morning routine, you need an evening kind of wind down routine. And I like with when we coach, the way I coach some of our participants in our year-long journey is like make your evening and your time with yourself romantic. So there's a bath. There's like an Epsom salt bath. Your music in your house can go a certain, like, calm down a bit. You should have dimmer switches.
Yeah, start bringing the lighting down earlier than later. From 7 o'clock when the sun's... It was earlier right now, but from 7, try and start bringing your lights way down and dim everything, or put lamps on and turn off the main lights if you don't have dimmers, because that is signaling your body to start calming down.
You can do a visualization every evening. You can read a paper book, turn off your tablets and your screens a good hour or 2 before bed. You could take some GABA, some melatonin, not everyday melatonin, but there's some sleep molecules, like there's even lavender oil you could spray on your pillows. You could take organic, high-quality lavender oil, mix it in with water, and spray your linens, so that this is all just creating an evening romance with yourself.
With yourself. Obviously, if you have a partner, they get to benefit.
They get to waft through your lavender sprays as well. So that's the sleep. Everyone is, like, I would say the majority of people are not getting not just the hours but the quality.
And I want to give you a quick couple of hacks on how to have that sleep go a better way for you. So number 1 is obviously we're dimming all the lights, and then everybody knows nobody's supposed to look at their phone or go from TV straight to bed. Do not have a TV in your room. That is the worst thing you could do for yourself. Get it out as quick as you can. Have your room just for sleeping, not for working, just for sleeping.
It's like a sanctuary, your bedroom.
Yeah. So you want to stay off screens, because the last, 20 minutes of what you're doing just before you fall asleep is actually how you're programming your mind. So if you're watching the news, which is full of fear and war and all of these horrible things, you're going to go to bed and your subconscious is going to conjure up all of that for you. So so that first 20 minutes that you fall asleep, that's when your brain, your subconscious, is the most susceptible to whatever you program it beforehand. So if you're scrolling and you're comparing yourself to everyone and you're doing things like this, then you are going to go to sleep in that space, in that energy, and that's not what you want. So it's not just about, oh, it's blue light and bad for you. Yes, all of that is true, and your brain doesn't know how to switch off. You know, if you think about when we were tribal and cavemen, when the sun went down, all we had was fire, and then we went to bed, you know. So we didn't have all these extra electrical lights keeping us up, and now with all these phones and technology, it's just really rewiring our brain and keeping us in a frenetic state. And that's why so many more people have anxiety, depression, all of these things, is because the body needs to shut down. It needs to relax. So what you do in those, especially the last 20 minutes, but for the hour before is crucial. So a paper book, so good for the brain, so good for increasing your gray matter in your brain, is just reading something. Read something that's very, brainy and heady, so it makes you fall asleep rather than a really amazing novel. But do what you wish. But these are great ways to fall asleep faster. So that's that factor. Another major one, which not everyone knows about, is it takes about 5 hours for your body to digest food. So if you eat late, or you're a late night snacker, then your body is so busy digesting, it doesn't have time to go into rest and digest, like resting, right? So it's digesting, doesn't get to rest. So as early as you can have dinner and then stop eating, don't snack, then your body has all that time to do its digesting. So when you go into sleep mode, it's not working so hard. It's able to just go deep and go relax into repairing your body, repairing your cells. Yeah. And that's when we regenerate. That's why when some people just look, they just look young. And it's like, why do you look that young when you're that age?
Oh, you're talking, I missed something. I thought you were talking about me. I'm 67.
You look great.
Thank you.
So yeah, you want to eat as early as you can, and then stop eating. You also then get into a natural fast, which has a whole bunch of myriad of other qualities that we're not going to go into. That's a whole thing on itself. But that gives you a natural fasting window, because if you don't eat until 7 or 8 a.m. the next morning, you've had a natural 12-hour fast, which is really extraordinary for you as well. So they are two major things to help you go into that deeper sleep.
Can I add
faster.
to that?
Yes.
What you're saying, like as you're giving your organs a chance to stop working just for a moment, so they can regenerate. So your liver, your gallbladder, your kidney, all of these functions. If you're smashing food and going right to bed, those puppies are going to work for several hours, and they're not going to get rest. You're gonna be sweating. Your body is not going to go into that deep sleep. So a couple other things. So keeping your room cooler helps you sleep, and also magnesium. So I'll put a link to magnesium. Some of you'll be watching this later. I'm going to put a link to a company I love, because they have all 7 types of magnesium, and magnesium helps close.
Did you guys know that? There's 7 types, and so you need to know which ones that you're having if you're having magnesium. It's
nice to get, they all do different things, but one thing that they do is close the calcium gate. So your Wi-Fi, if you can get a timer, like a garden timer, and just turn off your Wi-Fi while you're sleeping in the house, that'll calm. Some of you are more sensitive to electromagnetic frequencies than you might think, and just by I work with another company called Somavedic that helps sort of reduce some of the EMF effects on your body, and almost like protects your body from them. But if you can the most cost-effective way is get a $8 garden timer and put it on your Wi-Fi so it shuts off at night, so your whole house isn't smashed. And then taking magnesium, there's like a couple sleep breakthrough and a few things. I'll put a link down below for magnesium of a Bio-Optimizers, this company I just love. So
it's wonderful. They're wonderful. Just good people as well.
Good people, and they have a lot. They have some digestive enzymes and a few other things too. So that's sleep.
So important. So
I feel sleep should be at the top. Like even water and movement. Like if you are chronically deficient in sleep, you're going to feel like a bag of turds. Like it is.
You cannot function. You cannot function well, and that will lead to depression and anxiety.
And there's no drug that will make you feel better than a good sleep. Like, have you ever just woke up from a deep sleep or a long sleep and you're like, oh, I feel like a Christmas baby. That's what sleep can do for you. Okay, so those are the main three of being your own compound pharmacist, of creating your miracle pill, your magic pill.
And here's the thing with all of these things: consistency and dedication. Like, it's not some really, I'm going to pop a pill and have all these crazy things. It's you start doing these three things, you'll start noticing within a week, and other people will start noticing within 6 weeks, and then it keeps going. So it's like all it is continuously staying consistent with these three things and making them the number one because the foundation of all health rests on these three things. Okay, so you get that right, and then other things just start magically happening, like it is a miracle or a magic pill. Okay, so those three. Do not skip. What is it? The Monopoly. Do not skip this before collecting Passgo before collecting $200. That's your $200. Those three, right? I would say maybe more like 50,000, especially if you get sick, and that's what costs you. Yes. So do those three first. Now, here are the other factors that really
these are just kind of bonus
make
things
a difference.
That you can add in as an extra Christmas bonus.
Yeah. So, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Are you laughing because I'm all excited?
No, I love it. You constantly crack me up. Your excitement. I've met my match for excitement because I can go on one and get very, very excited, and you might have me beat.
It's true. So the next most important factor is environment. Now, what do we mean by environment, babe?
Yes. Well, environment is all the things that surround you. So it could be your friends, it could be your home, like we were talking about Wi-Fi, but it could also be, you could have mold in your house or your basement that's completely destroying your life. And so we, in our year-long program, we help people sort of become present and investigators of what is affecting their vitality and their energy and their feeling good. And mold, believe it or not, mold's one of the things that destroy a lot of people, person. And their kids. And so your environment is everything that surrounds you, but it could also be...
And the food you eat.
Yeah.
The drinks you drink, the people you hang around.
Your friends.
The news you watch.
The TV you watch.
The books you read.
Yeah. Environment's just about everything.
The clutter you have.
Everything that's affecting you coming into your life. So it could be even your scented candles. Some of you are addicted to scented candles, which they have about 5 or 6 different hormone disruptors. So you want to be really careful with the things you do every day, and you surround yourself.
And the makeup you're putting on your face, some of that is so toxic, it is not making you younger, it is aging you under disguise of something else. So
we bring some awareness to it with compassion. We're not fear mongers, so we want you to become aware of some of these things, and the brand new carpets are off-gassing for several years. There's certain
mattresses off-gas, it's like
sofas. It's like, no wonder. Listen, if everyone wasn't getting cancer, like if I could ask you to raise your hand, how many of you know someone who has cancer? And it's
or has
much,
had it or has passed.
It's going to be 1 in 2 soon.
Pretty much everyone.
And some form of cancer. And so everything in our environment is affecting the way that our biochemistry works. And our bodies are overloaded with toxins, and those are coming from not just your internal, but you go outside and there's heavy metals in the air from the airplanes, from the brakes on the freeway. Our bodies need to know to be taken through detoxes. We need to move some of these heavy metals and these toxins and molds and things out of our body. So in our year-long program, we actually take you through two major detoxing.
So then you'll know what to do for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and it creates a blueprint, so you'll be able to have these things for the rest of your life. But understanding your environment and how that affects you, and like we talked a little about your sleep hygiene and your sleep environment. There's no matter what you do in your day and everything in your home, you want it to be actually serving you and not taking down your vitality and your energy.
And your energy. So if you have a house full of clutter, it's robbing you of life force, so you need to really look at your environment in a very powerful way. And that's everything you take internally, everything you experience externally is your environment. So your work, your car, all of it.
Yeah.
So that's a really big thing. And we go deep into that because most people are not present to what they've created. When something gets put somewhere in your house and you're like, that doesn't belong there, but you don't move it, nobody moves it, and then suddenly it just lives there and it's constantly gnawing at you, but you've now glazed over to the fact that it's in the wrong place because you don't know where else to put it. That is an example of real estate and energy being sucked out of you for no reason.
Right.
For no reason. And we all do this in our lives all the time. It's like, what? And then when you finally move that thing, you're like, why did I put up with that for so long? It's so simple. It took me 5 minutes and now I don't have to deal with that every time I walk past it. But we all do these things. So having a reminder of being present, really present to our environment and looking at it under a microscope is so important to actually building life force and energy within your life so that you can have, be, and do everything that you want,
Yeah.
You can have that. So it's like, you just got to get things out of the way. And most of the time it's a process of removing, except when we're talking about sleep, water, and exercise. We remove things to simplify.
That's right. And your environment is also your water coming on your body, like your shower head. You can just get a simple filter for it. It's your everything that surrounds you. But there's also your internal environment, which is understanding your pH of your body. So like if you're super acidic, your bodies can be able to grow cancer a lot more easy. If you're alkaline, cancer cannot survive. So we give you guys a few ideas and concepts of how to keep your body alkaline, and just a few hacks to like how do you choose more foods that are more alkaline rich, and also how to avoid certain foods that are very acidic for your body. And so that covers environment. These things are really important. Another great thing, should we move on to the next one?
Yes, absolutely.
And we'll be wrapping this up very shortly here. We wanted to give you 3, but there's a few more that we couldn't have you leave. We wanted to give you a couple extra.
These make a huge difference too. Yeah.
These help
get the 3 right first, and then
you build on that.
Yeah.
And the next here is just a veggie-forward diet. So this is
we are not vegetarians.
No.
We're not about promoting any type of diet.
Some veggies make
Veggies are full of fiber. They actually have your bowels working. They
and
have
fruit.
So it's so crucial to have fresh as much food in its natural form as possible. So even Paul just discovered recently grated cheese, like cheese in its full form is okay, right? Grated cheese, we've just discovered, has all these
packaged cheese that has like shredded cheese in the bag. It has like a few caking agents and 2 antifungal things in there to stop it from molding in the bag. So you want to be careful with
that's a good example of the
fresh, having just
everything as it's meant to be. Anything that's a deviation to make it easier or simpler for you to eat is going to come with extra toxins that then toxify your body. Right. So you want to keep things as simple as possible and as close to what they were when they were on the tree or walking around as possible, right?
Yeah, so having a veggie-forward sort of diet, that just means like 70% of your food is high water content, which could be fruits as well. And so keeping the concentrated food, which we have our folks get rid of all processed, packaged, boxed and bagged foods, and have
sugars,
more
all of that.
Everything you're eating is a whole food. But the majority, like 70%, is high water content food, which is also rich in fiber. That's going to be a big lever for you. You can still have meat, and like not everybody processes meat the same.
And nobody needs meat every single day. It's just not necessary, and it's better for environments and animals if we're not just chowing on meat 3 times a day. So, But that leads us to the next point, which is bio-individuality. Now, this one requires you to get have your intuition come online. Now, this is part of our program is totally about that. You get blood results, so then you can see things, and then they'll tell you what your body needs, and then you start tuning in to what works for your body, what doesn't work for your body. And when you know what to look for, it's easier to tune in. Once you have that tuning fork of your intuition for your body, of what your bio-individual body needs, you'll have it for life. But, you know, when we're super toxic or in a toxic soup, even though we're healthy-ish, it's really hard to tune into that or to understand what that is all about. So really understanding your bio-individual needs, having your intuition of what your body needs.
Yeah.
You know, there's some foods, it's like, and it might be healthy. It might be like a tomato.
Right.
Tomato. And every time you eat it, you don't feel good.
Right.
You know, and so that's your body saying, this doesn't work for me. But you're like, oh, but tomato pasta sauce is my favorite.
Right.
Like, too bad. It doesn't work for you. It doesn't feel good in your body. Stop doing it, because if your body's telling you no, it's going to build up something that will create a bigger issue for you in your future if you don't listen to what your body keeps telling you. You know, dairy for so many people are allergic, and they get rashes on their faces, or their belly pops out. They instantly get bloated. That's your body's intuition saying, stop, this doesn't work for me. And it might only be for a period of time that you need to pull it out of your diet. Or it might be forever. But listen, if people continuously ignore their intuition that their body is telling them, they will get sick. It's inevitable.
That's right.
So
a part of the year with us is developing that intuition.
Yeah, learning how to listen to your body.
Training that your inner guidance system, so that when you're eating food, you're about to say, how does this make me feel? And it's also with exercise.
You gotta say your line.
What?
Does it
cleanse or does it clog? It's a great question. It's from Tony Robbins, but it's like, does this food I'm about to eat cleanse me or clog me? And that's just a beautiful question.
And if you don't know what foods cleanse or clog, then it's time for you to start Googling and start looking into things.
Just join us.
We'll
share with you how to do that.
You have to know that. That is just essential for life, for you to understand what foods cleanse you, what clogs you up.
And so as you move through, one of the things we help people do is connect to their inner guidance and their intuition, and how people train. Someone could be pushing themselves so hard in the gym, and it's not listening to their body, and it might not be what
it's creating inflammation, and then they just look puffy
and stress and anxiety, like, and it's like
they work out all the time, why do they look so bad?
And
it's not right for them.
They maybe just doing a nice big walk every day would be more beneficial for that person, and lifting weights maybe once or twice rather than every single day. And so it's being aware of the seasons, because every season also you need a little something. Everything, your body changes, and so certain seasons you're more in like of a hibernation rather than amped up and cranking. So every season has a little bit of different way of eating and a different way of moving, and it's getting in tune with that so that you will have the goal is to have the most energy possible in your body.
Yeah, and the blueprint, so what we really teach is the blueprint for your life, bio-individual blueprint for your life. And once you have that, you have it for life. And that's what's so exciting about it. And once you can see how rapidly you can transform your health and your life and your energy, vitality, relationships, all of this, it can, it's work, but it happens in this way that just feels like it becomes super easy and just becomes part of your life. And then no matter what happens to you, you'll always have that to go back to. And so, people won't have some big transformation and then go back to the way they were, because they know from the blueprint of their bio-individual needs what their body needs. Yeah. And the last one, this one also, it's important to say this is the most important, but this one is so juicy. And fun.
This is like the engine that keeps it all moving in the right direction, is your vision, and you're visualizing a future that you actually want to live into. So creating in your mind, you can have a meditation, you can write down like who you are as an old person. And if I asked you all right now to imagine an old person, like at 80, what would you see? And whatever you see is your vision, is where you're headed. So if you see an 80-year-old person wrinkled up and bent over in a chair, watching TV, fanging darts, or like on some kind of a respirator, whatever, that is the future you're living into. Or do you see an 80-year-old lifting weights with incredible posture, strong, fit, running, even running marathons. There's 89-year-olds running ultra marathons. So whatever vision or visualize or future you are seeing is where you're headed. So one of the things we work with our lovely folks in the year-long journey is getting them clear on where they're headed, getting that visual. What do you see yourself, the future yourself living into?
And we actually, because I have my master's in NLP, we actually have NLP meditations that prime your subconscious mind to getting more of what you want. So I want to give you a quick example that we all know, is if someone says, picture a yellow VW, right? And it thinks like, oh, that's a unique kind of car. You don't see a lot of them out. But then if you go out driving, you'll suddenly see them all over the place because your reticular activated system is now tuned in to that frequency of the yellow VW. Now, we process millions of pieces of information every second, but our brain can only hold on to 40. So if you have then primed your brain for the yellow VW, it starts seeing that. So whatever you prime your brain to having is what you're going to get more of, which is why if you get stuck in the cycle of news, or you feel like the end times are here, it's desperate, it's over, it's like horrible, right? But if you turn off the news and you are constantly priming what you're creating for your life, your family, your vision, travel, whatever it is for you that's really gets you excited. Yeah. If that's what you're priming, then your reticular activated system starts grabbing and pulling those things towards you.
That's right.
So it's very it's exciting when you can switch off all of that nastiness and switch into what's empowering for you and what you actually want, not what you think you can get, but what you actually want. Yeah. And so in our program as well, we have specified neuro-linguistic programming meditations to prime you 3 times a day into what you want, to fast track that process, to really have you step into your power, your life, what you want, on a much faster trajectory.
Yeah, so, and not being primed for what you don't want. A lot of people focus on what they don't want. We're going to wrap this puppy up. We said we'd give you the magic pill. We'd give you the miracle compound, make you the compound pharmacist.
The miracle diet that works for everyone.
And this is it.
For everyone.
It's free, and it's just, are you someone that can do this? If so, go do it. If you need support, that's what we're here for. And we are trained coaches, and we love doing this, and we help people. Give us a year, we'll give you 10 to 20 of health span back at the end of your life.
And we have a functional medicine, the number 1 functional medicine team in America right now that's on our team. They do all your blood work. Yeah. So they give you the assessments from a functional medicine perspective of how to regain your health. We keep you on track for your bio-individual needs and keep you moving in the direction of your dreams. So if you're ready to make this year just be extraordinary and explosive, and to fast track, you could do all this yourself. Everyone can do it yourself. It's all free, right? All that stuff. But it might take you 2 years, 5 years, 10 years to get the same results as what you can get in a year. So it's just, how much time do you have, and how quickly do you want all these things? Do you want them like ASAP, or are you're like, oh, I don't mind if it takes me 10 years to get to what I want to, then go after it, really do it. But if you need that extra, support, love, cheerleading, kicking up the bum, all of those things, then we'd love to connect with you and see if this is the right journey for you.
Well, also just look at what you've done in the last year, and then play that out a year from now if you keep going in that direction, or 2 years from now, 5 years from now, if you keep doing what you've been doing, what sort of a quality of life are you going to have? And then play out the other scenario. If you had coaches, like we all need coaches, we have coaches, and people that mentors helping you get really clear on what you want and keeping you accountable. We have weekly coaching where you'll meet with us live on a Zoom call for an hour every single week that we guide you and keep you connected to your promises. So play out both scenarios. Where would you be? Whatever you did, where were you a year ago? Where are you today? And then if you keep going on that trajectory, where are you going to be 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now? So what we're here to do is help you move that needle so you end up on the island of plenty, of abundance, of where you actually want to get to, rather than perhaps in breakdown palace over here where you were headed.
Yeah.
So that's what we love doing.
And if you, in 1 year's time, have more connection with all your loved ones, more energy, more vitality, more freedom in your body, a sense of purpose, joy, feeling pain-free, feeling extraordinary, feeling vital, what would that be worth to you in 1 year's time?
Yeah.
Would that be a worthy investment? I mean, our health and our life is the only thing we should invest in before anything else, because it doesn't matter if you're a billionaire. Look at Steve Jobs. If you get sick,
health. What do you have?
You got nothing.
Yeah.
His kids all and wife all have stuff, but like they don't have him. So, you know, so what is the most valuable thing? You are the best thing to invest in, because when you're in full vitality, guess what? You get bigger promotions. You have people wanting to work with you. You want people wanting to start companies with you, no matter what age you are. You are inspiring to others, and people want to be around that. So your opportunities of what you can create for your life is tenfold when you are filled with vitality and you've gone through a transformation of self, mind, connection, body. So so that's what we're passionate about, if you can't tell.
we'd love to meet you. So whenever you're watching this video, either now or in the future, you just look down below in the description, there'll be a way to get a hold of us, and you can actually hop on a call with one of our team, and we'll create in that, we'll give you some actions you can take right away. And then if this feels like the right fit, if you've tried everything and you're ready to actually make a difference, then you can hop on a call with one of us, and we'll give you some strategies and hopefully some of the tools to come and work with us for a year.
And that's a proper coaching session, which we normally charge $350 to $500 for. So you are going to be getting that if this feels like it's the right journey for you. So we love hearing people's stories. We love making profound differences for people. All you have to do is log into our website and check out the testimonials page, and you will see, you know, so many there of so many different things that seem like miracles. So log in and check that out at www.freedom-alchemist.com. You can discover more about other things we do on there too. So yeah, we'd love to connect with you. We're committed to making a huge impact in this world and on people's health, so that they can own their health and their life.
That's
and
right.
get it all back.
That's right. So thank you for your time. If you know somebody, just share this also with them, and just check in the link check in the description for all the goodies. Link.
The goodies. Woo, woo, woo.
That's it. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Have a great one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. TikTok, you don't stop. Bye, you guys. See ya.